Hello, my name is Corinne Runke, and I decided to utilize the WIC government assisted program. So this would be a community service that is provided through the government. So the WIC supplemental nutrition benefits is government provided for women, infants, and children. So that's what the WIC stands for. This is for women who are currently pregnant or breastfeeding or in their postpartum stage after they've had their baby. And then the infant is covered into the childhood stage up to 5 years old. They can receive benefits from this program. So there are other government programs that are out there as well. These range from the supplemental nutrition, housing assistance, as well as insurance assistance such as Medicaid too. But we'll be focusing today on just the supplemental nutrition program specifically for women, infants, and children. So the location that I decided to visit is located in Arvada. It's within the same parking lot as like a Head Start school as well. It's just this little building off to the side here. It is small, but there is enough room for them to provide the benefits and support that they would need. So when you walk in, there's a front playroom with a little table and a few things for kids to play, as well as just some seats, and a TV screen is up on the wall to help utilized for informational videos. So you go up to the front desk, you check in and start filling out some paperwork, and then they put an informational video up on the TV. They have like 9 offices in there, so it's actually pretty decent size for this little building. They also have an exam room, so this is where they test like a mom's iron level. They also test the height and weight of kiddos to see if they're getting enough nutrition and they're on those developmental stages and hitting those milestones that they need to. And then there's also an area for donations, or you can also pick up things here if you need like shoes, blankets, any type of clothes for your kiddos as well. So I decided to interview, she's a single mom. She has a 3-year-old, and then she's also expecting as well. The interview was conducted at home. We figured this would be a little bit easier that way. The kiddo can run around and play with all the things they have at home, and then I can kind of get a better idea of what their family life is like at home. And then the interview was conducted in the morning before the mom would have to be going to work. So we did this over coffee in the kitchen. We were able to speak about the WIC program. She had a unique perspective because she had used it within her first pregnancy, and then she had used it in her second pregnancy as well. And the program had shifted and changed just a little bit since then. So originally the program just kind of updated itself a little bit, and I'll kind of get into that in a few minutes. So my findings show that the poverty threshold is an inaccurate way to determine if families are in need. So they look at income, assets, and family size. However, they don't really look at living expenses such as like your rent, where some places it's a lot higher to find a home to rent that would be a safe spot to raise your family. So I think that should be taken into consideration too. I actually decided to utilize this program as well. So I'm also expecting I will be having my little one in August. And I went through this process, and I found that I was getting cut very, very close to not being eligible for these benefits. So they ask you for 30 days of income. So I provided them with that. And being that we had an event that month that I had worked a few extra hours, gained a little bit extra money, but that almost disqualified me for receiving the benefits. I made the cutoff by 22 cents. So if I would have made 22 cents more, I would not have been able to utilize these benefits, just because of trying to work just a little bit extra to get ahead, especially given the circumstances of the upcoming future events. So I think this kind of shows what we looked at in the chapter, that the poverty threshold it's hard to just use that one few things like income, assets, and family size as the determinant for the benefits. The application process, though, for this is really easy, but it has to be done in person, so you have to make an appointment. You need ID and proof of income. But like I said, the proof of income thing, I'm not sure I completely agree with that should be the sole thing that identifies you for being eligible for those benefits, but that's the way it is right now. Like I mentioned before, mothers covered through pregnancy and into breastfeeding, as well as the infant up to 5 years old. So this is where the new system has come into place. So the WIC benefits, they used to be a check system. So they used to write you checks, and you used to have to use those checks all at the same time. So if you go to one store, you'd have to use the check that has like the milk and cheese on there. Well, if they don't have the milk that you would need at that store, you would either have to put everything back and try again later, or go to a different store, or you'd only be able to get one thing off of that check, and then that check would go away. Now they updated the system so you can use a debit card. So you can they actually even have an app too, so you can look on your phone, you can see which benefits you have, you can scan the barcode to make sure that that specific brand or specific type is eligible for the benefits, and then once you get to the checkout, you can use that debit card. It's no longer like the all or nothing system like the check system was, so you can just use the debit card if they're not, if the store doesn't have something that you need, then you can go ahead and still be able to purchase that at a later date, so you don't have to get it all at one time. So that's a little bit different now as well. So the program provides things such as fresh fruits and vegetables. This can actually also be organic. So this is a criteria that has also improved and molded since their beginning of the program. So now they include the organic options too, which a lot of low-income families would not have been able to afford previously. They also include milk, and then if you are like lactose intolerant, they can do like a soy-based milk too, so that can still help you get the nutrients you need and kind of give you an alternative if you have some restrictions dietary-wise on that. Cheese is on there, breakfast cereal, juices, eggs, and then peanut butter or beans. So these are things that like can help with nutritional value, and they're fresh products you can get as well. Also, that's not included on there on the list is like a wheat bread, or you can also get tortillas too. So you can kind of get the very bare minimum basics that you would need, and it's just a supplemental nutritional program to help out as well. I found out that the WIC system is very helpful and beneficial for resources of children. Nutritious food is available that wouldn't have been affordable before. However, the way that they are deciphering benefits can kind of be a little hard. Like I said, I made the cutoff by 22 cents to utilize these. And then also there was a story with the mom. Since she had originally used the check system before, when she went to go talk to the store using the debit card, she wanted to do her transaction separately because that's how it had to be done. And then she asked the cashier, she's like, well, I'll be using the WIC system. And unfortunately, the cashier was just really rude. It's like, well, I don't even know what that is. And just kind of gave her an attitude, and just all she was doing was asking how to go about this, because it was a different process this time. All the while, the cashier was loud enough so all of the people in the line would hear as well. And she had to explain that, like, it's similar to a food stamps program, and she just wanted to make sure that she was letting them know in case they had to do anything else on their end. Surprisingly enough, all she needed to do was swipe the debit card, punch in the PIN number, and then if there was a balance, then you would just pay for that, and they would just give you the new balance for whatever wasn't covered. However, she just felt embarrassed after this first time using it, because she was just trying to let the cashier know, and it just kind of turned into this kind of embarrassing fiasco where people behind her started moving lines and kind of gave her these looks when she had to explain what the program was. So it was just kind of unfortunate to see this happening because she's a single mom. She's using her benefits just because she needs just a little bit of help. So if she's already has one kid and she has another little one on the way and she's just trying to provide them with the best things that she can, I don't think people should look down on her for that, especially not even knowing her situation at all. So fortunately, there are some negative stigmas that go along with this, but overall, this is a great program. It helps keep kids healthy. They also have you check in with them every few months while you're pregnant, and then when the kiddo was born, you bring the kiddo in there as well, and they can just kind of track their nutrition and see, just to make sure that everybody's getting taken care of the way they should be. So thank you so much for listening, and have a good day.